Now at 5, AES settles with the city of Indianapolis over a proposed rate hike, but not everyone's pleased with the deal.
We are digging into where things actually stand right now when it comes to your monthly bill. Plus, new pushback tonight against a program to help the unhoused.
Neighbors weigh in on why this solution does not suit them.
And it has been a dry October. I'll have the latest drought monitor and some rain chances in your forecast.
And attention, attention, calling all foodies, this weekend is for you.
Ooh, we've got a sneak peek inside the World Food Championships as they arrive in town. Live from Indy, you're watching 13 News.
Tonight, consumer advocates warn a deal between AES and Indiana and the city of Indianapolis is not good for residential customers.
Our Rich Knight today talked with many of the stakeholders in the debate over a proposed rate increase.
AES Indiana has reached a deal with Indy DPW and some of the biggest energy-using companies in town to cut the original rate increase request in half.
We reached this settlement with these interested parties for about $100 million less than what we had asked for back in June when we filed. But we came together and made a deal that we think will best serve our customers.
The Indiana Office of the Utility Consumer Counselor represents the customers in rate increase reviews. And despite this new agreement with the city of Indianapolis, this office says that AES Indiana rates should actually go down. The OUCC reviewed the rate increase request and recommended a more than $21 million decrease to existing rates.
This agreement that the utility and others have filed yesterday shows that their initial request was incredibly inflated.
The OUCC has received nearly 7,000 comments from customers opposing the rate increase. AES Indiana says under the new agreement, the average residential customer would see their electric rate go up about $10 a month. Citizens Action Coalition says people cannot afford that.
Residential customers would see a nearly 7% rate increase, whereas the very large industrial and commercial customers would only see a rate increase in a 3 to 4% range. So there's a concern about the equity of who's paying for this rate increase. And right now, the settlement agreement is putting the burden on households here in Indianapolis rather than wealthy businesses that are doing fine economically.
The Indiana Utility Regulatory Commission must ultimately approve any rate increase. A decision is expected late next spring. In Indianapolis, Rich Knight, 13 News.
Indy DPW would not comment on camera today, but says the agreement saves the city and its residents millions of dollars and prohibits additional rate increases until 2030.
Tonight, state lawmakers are responding to reports that AES could be acquired by private equity firm BlackRock. The reported deal looks to sell Indy's utility supplier for a $38 billion sum. In a testament, State Rep Greg Porter says AES customers have had enough. They're already paying high monthly bills that are constantly increasing. Porter went on to advocate for the city of Indianapolis to buy AES Indiana. That's something we've heard city county councilors say they are considering.
All right, 5:02 on this Thursday evening. Want to give you a live look outside at downtown Indianapolis. Looks great out there, and once again, not a drop of rain. How dry have we been, Angela?
Very dry. Surprised that we've only had 0.15 of an inch of rain so far this month. New drought monitor came out today. Northern half of the state in that moderate range. We're starting to see some bigger pockets of extreme and severe. So we desperately need some rain. The good news, we've got a little bit in the forecast. Unfortunately, it comes in times we're gonna have to work around those weekend plans as we do have some rain on the way. This is the late drought monitor, the latest, showing the extreme drought conditions in and just north of the Kokomo area and then up toward Fort Wayne. We have moderate drought conditions from Indianapolis north, covering just about all of the northern half of the state. 0.15 of an inch of rain. We're nearing an 1.5 inches below average for the month so far, and we are 6 inches below average for the year. No rain on radar right now. It's going to be clear this evening. Temperatures will stay in that range of 65 to 70 over the next several hours. Increasing clouds in that Friday forecast. Rain chances return on Saturday. I'll have that timeline in a few minutes.
Miss Angela, thank you so much. And today, The man accused of shooting 2 CVS employees last week made his first court appearance. The judge ordered a no-contact order for Terry Rowe Jr. and a stay-away order from CVS. Police say Rowe started harassing the employees at 10th and Sherman location after getting angry about a prescription, then fired shots outside the CVS, hitting the 2 women. He's due back in court next week, and his trial is set for December.
Now to Lafayette, where a woman is under arrest for the deadly shooting of an 18-year-old. Police say Dynasty Battle was found shot inside a home near 9th and Salem last night. Now, investigators found a pistol at the scene, linking it back to the 20-year-old suspect. Police arrested the woman for involuntary manslaughter, reckless homicide, and pointing a firearm.
A man and woman were just arrested, accused of setting a Crawfordsville church on fire last December. Tanner Northcutt and Daley Pender are charged with arson and false informing. Police say they searched their phones and social media for evidence over the last 9 months and finally made an arrest this week. The fire at One Way Pentecostal Church completely destroyed the building.
A West Side community is preparing right now to welcome some new neighbors, but there's some mixed reaction to their arrival.
As Logan Gay shows us, the 6 tiny homes will be built on Lyndhurst Baptist Church property to help house the homeless.
So it's official. After several years of planning, tiny homes just like this one are going to start popping up right here on the property of Lyndhurst Baptist Church right before winter.
Come wintertime, this empty field will look a lot different. Lyndhurst Baptist Church rezoned this land to build 6 tiny homes, along with some duplexes to shelter the homeless and community center. Pastor Ben Wakefield says this project is all about meeting the needs of the people where they are. While some members of the community are supportive of helping the unhoused population, not everyone thinks it's a good plan.
We just don't need it in this community. I mean, we're trying to revive it, and this is, I think, only going to make it decline. And it's going to take the property value down of people that live around here.
These are not just random people that are being picked off and thrown in and hope everything works out. These are people that we know, people we've worked with, background checked, already have services and will continue having more services provided for them. And we are really dedicated to making sure this goes well.
So they plan to have these tiny homes finished by the winter time, and they hope to have the duplexes completed by 2027, as well as the community center. In Indianapolis, Logan Gay, 13 News.
Thanks, Logan. All right, we've got some huge news in the IU football world today. We learned that head coach Curt Cignetti agreed to a new 8-year contract.
And it is massive. In Cignetti's 2 seasons with the team, great things have happened. Last year, IU went 11-2 and qualified for the college football playoffs.
And of course, this year, the team is undefeated right now and ranked 3rd. That's the school's highest ranking in program history.
Okay, so here are the numbers for the new contract. Roughly $11.6 million a year for 8 years. So that's all the way through 2033. It's hard to think that far.
Right.
All of those numbers are high. All right, and then let's talk our Colts. The Colts are having their best season since 2009, and they hope to keep their winning ways alive this weekend.
Yeah, so much good football news, right? So they will have to get it done on the road. They're heading back to Los Angeles to face the Chargers on Sunday. It's actually the only stadium they've lost at this season. The team was back on the practice field today. Really a beautiful day out there. They're getting ready for a 4-2 Chargers team that has a reputation of playing pretty physical, even more so than other teams across the league.
Yeah, you definitely know every game is going to be physical, but like you mentioned, you watch the tape and you see certain teams that they fly around for 4 quarters. You got some teams that they'll fly around for a while, but you know, after you continue to wear on them, they tend to kind of relax a little bit or fold. So you know, this game is one of those ones they're gonna be playing for 4 quarters until that clock strikes 0. So you got to have that mentality going into this game.
Oh, they better get ready. So kickoff between the Colts and the Chargers is set for 4:05, so a late game on Sunday afternoon.
Call 4:05 late.
I know, right?
No, late is
Late-ish.
8. Yeah, when they talk about 8, that's late.
Yeah.
4:05 later in the day.
Right.
So every week we'll say, is it the fact that the teams are bad, or is it the fact that the Colts are good? And after they beat Arizona last week, I mean, I think it's starting to say that they're good.
I think it's the Colts. I think it's the Colts. Yeah. Hey, check this out. DeForest Buckner made good on a bet during interviews today. So watch here. He played for Oregon, so when the Hoosiers upset the Ducks, oh, he had to pay up. There he is wearing the iconic IU candy stripes.
Yeah, looking good in the red and white. All right, and after 11 years as commissioner of the Horizon League, Julie Rowe Lash is taking a new gig with Pacer Sports and Entertainment. Lash is the new executive VP of External Relations and Community Engagement. She's an attorney and spent nearly 5 years at the Horizon League. Before that, she worked nearly 14 years for the NCAA. All right, a lot of news out of the sports world. We'll continue to monitor. Also this, the World Food Championships are back in Indy. We want you to take a look inside the Indiana State Fairgrounds because these chefs are going head to head with prize money and bragging rights on the line. It is the second year in a row that Indy has hosted this event, bringing thousands of culinary experts here to create some of their best dishes.
Oh, I want a sample, don't you?
Yes.
So our Brandon Schaff was lucky enough to go there today, gives us an inside look at what it'll take for them to be crowned World Food Champion.
1,300 home cooks, professional chefs, and barbecue teams. They're all going head to head, cooking their best dishes across 10 categories. About 40 states and 30 countries are represented at this year's event. In the seafood category, Indianapolis-based Black Chefs Collective prepared a deconstructed ahi tuna casserole. Chef Vicky Massey says that it was their first time competing at the WFC, a great opportunity for them to get exposure.
Being a team of all African-American chefs, everybody, kind of gave us the accolades about being that minority group that was here. So I think it's a step forward in the right direction for us.
You can see the completed dishes right here, different categories at the World Food Championships. All of these chefs competing against each other, and they're on the clock.
This is kind of like the NFL Combine for chefs and cooks. This is their chance to prove how good they are, that they can move to the next level.
Mike McLeod says Indy hosting the WFC puts the city's culinary scene on the map as chefs visit from around the world.
Displaying the variety of dishes and the culinary industry here as these chefs come from around the world to try to prove their mettle, but also enjoy food while they're here.
Organizers say each category has 20 champions who won their way into the WFC. Category winners get $10,000 and compete at the final table with a chance to win $150,000 and be crowned World Food Champion. While chefs work hard on their dishes, the public can come to sample the food this weekend.
The general person can come in here, enjoy the competition. Those with a little bit more sophisticated palate can get the taste of WFC. So there's a little bit of something for everybody, and we're excited to have them out here.
To eat what these chefs are cooking up, people can come down to the Indiana State Fairgrounds to buy a ticket or get one online. Brandon Schaff, 13 News.
Ahead tonight at 5:30, keeping IU students safe ahead of homecoming weekend.
The crucial changes made to Indiana law to ensure everyone makes it back home.
Weekend rain and wind. I'll have the timeline in your forecast.
But first, another day of the shutdown and another failed vote in Congress.
Now President Trump eyes a bailout for a different country that has lawmakers asking some questions. We'll share that next.